and welcome to Add More Zest. My name's Rebecca, also known as 4Kids at 147. It is time to de-kit my leftover diamonds from On the Last Day, which I will show you completed in a minute. But this is a square painting, so I've got 2 of my 4 square boxes out. I think I'll do it in 2 halves, but I do know I have some AB diamonds, so I'm actually going to pull those out first so that I don't look at those numbers as ones I potentially need to de-kit. So these are my 1 to 500s and these are my 600 to 800s. So it is when I've got a couple of boxes out and when I've got so many like bottles of stuff, I do find it easier to just sort of work along the row to de-kit them, and I do like to remove the stickers as I go, especially when, like in this instance, I happen to have 2 small stickers that need removing. Because removing stickers is flipping tedious. So let me grab my little dumping bin and I'll do those as I go along. Then we have 838. It's nice to be de-kitting a painting. I feel like there's good progression. I feel like I have kitted up paintings in between. So I've kitted up a Paint Gem Mini. Did I do another one? I did another Paint Gem Mini set, didn't I? Since I've done this one, I think. Since I kitted up this one. But it seems like it's been ages since I've been able to do like a full-on diamond painting de-kit and kit up, so I'm rather excited, primarily for the kitting up, but the de-kitting is part of that process. It is the finale, it is the finish for a completed painting. Marks everything as sort of done and dusted. I currently have my Goo Gone in the shop and not in here, so I am trying to wipe off any residue. It is coming off fairly easy, but it does need a bit of a wipe. Okay, that one's a 3000. So then I want 3, 2, 1. Some gorgeous red. Get those added in. That one's getting a bit fuller. But yeah, I've loved doing this confetti painting and I'm very excited to see what my next one will be, which I will be kitting up next week. That'll be a next week's video. So those 2, that's a 9, 7, 9, 8. Try and remember my numbers. So I do have videos on my spare storage system if you do want to create something like this for storing your spares. Easiest way is if you go to our website under like resources, I think I called it. There is a section for videos and there's a few different videos on my spare storage system, different sort of stages of it, if you want to be able to do that. I've got a couple of different blues in my 800. I put them all together. Personally, if I ever run out of a colour and need to be able to grab some of these, then I will just tip them into a big tray and figure out which is the closest match. I find that's the easiest way for me, because then I can limit myself as well to 1 bag of each colour, especially because I already have 4 boxes for my square spares. I don't need more. I don't need more boxes for my spares at all. Okay, so that's 5, 6, 4. I thought, oh, this will be quite a quick painting to dekit, but there's actually more colours than I seem to remember in here. But it's all good. We'll make it all work. Let's get that one in there. And that's even taking out the 4 ABs. That one in. 3, 6, 7. Then we're on 4, 1, 3. Of which I have quite a few of, because that is a grey. So yeah, let me know, have any of you got a completion in September? I have seen in the group there is at least one person that is on a bit of a roll when it comes to paintings completed. Seen quite a few off the canvas projects as well, which I have completed one of those myself. Took it away with us when me and hubby went to Wales for a few days. So I have completed an off the canvas. I have completed a special diamond painting as well. I can't remember if that was in September. No, I think it was the month before. But yeah, that's been a little completion. But this is my first big completion in a while. And yeah, it feels good. It feels good to get some progress on my diamond painting stash. Stash, to say the least. Yeah, and I keep trying to think through like which painting. I think I'll be happy whichever painting I end up doing next. I don't have it already planned. I have very occasionally a painting will get pushed to the front of the queue. Either I have a specific place in my house that I think it will be good to go and to be displayed, and it will get pushed in front, or it will be a very, very recent purchase that I potentially have got what you could call giddy over, and I'm really excited to do, and I push it to the front of the queue because that giddiness can fade. Doesn't mean the image, the diamond painting isn't liked anymore, but just that initial excitement of getting it can fade over time once it's been sat in your stash for a little bit. But yeah, I don't actually have any that sort of hit that gotta be pushed in front giddy list at the moment. So I am going to let my decision wheel decide which painting I'm doing. I have an app on my phone called Tiny Decisions, and I have all my diamond paintings in there. So before I kit up, I do double check that I've added all my most recent paintings. I use my logbook to check it's got all up to date, and then I will spin the wheel to determine what type of painting I'm doing first. So I have, what do I have on that wheel now? So I have small round painting, which is 30 by 40 or smaller, small square painting, which is around the same sort of size. Then I have large square painting, large round painting. I also have on there my oldest painting in my stash. So if it picks that, I get my logbook out and determine which one has been sat there the longest, and I do that one. I also have special diamond painting on there. I don't have many special diamond paintings left. 4, maybe 5. I think it's 4. 4 special diamond paintings left, which may increase, may not, but they're all tiny ones. And of course they're partials, or primarily they're partials. So for that one, what I do is, sorry, let me find my next number, 315. If the decision wheel picks that, I will pick a special diamond painting, but then I will spin it again, and I will do that special diamond painting at some point while doing the other one. Special diamond paintings only tend to take me one evening to do, quite often one session to do, whether it be an evening or a weekend, occasionally two, depending on how many diamonds are on it, because some are busier than others. And sometimes it's a nice little break. So this last time it actually picked a special diamond painting for me to do while I was doing on the last day. And yeah, it was a nice break from the confetti to do a painting. Plus, because this on the last day took me a while, because of June Waffle and our advent calendar launch and, you know, all the stuff that goes on in the background, because I've been very busy and it's taken longer to do, it was really nice to be able to sort of have a completion in with that, take that time to get a diamond painting completed. And of course it ticks another one off my list, if nothing else. So yes, I'm rather giddy for that. I'm actually kind of gutted that I can't film a kitting up video straight after filming this dekitting. I have some other things that need to be done as a bit more of a priority. But I'm sure that will probably be an earlier video, like it will be one that I'll do soon, because I'm just so excited. It will definitely be up by next week. I'm just hoping I can film it early. I just need to film the videos that are due first. What am I looking for? 554. That's why I'm going the wrong way. Yeah, I need to film the videos that are due first, or due before this one, and then of course I've got shop stuff and things. So once I finish this video, I'm actually off to pack orders. I was going to pack orders first, however, in true British weather fashion, it is throwing it down. So I thought I will give it time for the rain to die off before I have to go outside to the shop. And yeah, just give it a chance to die off. I mean, if it doesn't, it doesn't. What have I lost? If it does, winner. I can have a little bonus and walk to the shop with it being dry. Let's not forget that one. 890, nearly at the end of the 800s. And then, oh, one more for these two boxes, and then we can get the other two done. I'm not sure whether it's half and half each way on this one or not. The worst part is getting these sticker parts off. They're coming off, but that'll teach me to leave the glue gun in the shop where it's wet. 718. Where are we? This is why I use these to mark where I was, so I don't have to find the number twice, because that's no fun. Okay, that's the last one up to 900, or including the 800s. So let's bob that one in, put my bookmarks so that they stay flat, and let's change over my boxes. So this one has got 900s to the 3600s, and then this one has just 3700s and the 3800s, of which there are loads. So again, I'm just going to work through the box, pot by pot, and I find this easier than trying to do the pots in order. In the past, I have pulled out all the pots and put them into the right order. When I'm doing one box at a time, that's what I prefer. When I just get one box out, I prefer to line up my diamonds in the right order. But this time I'm doing it a little bit different. I'm doing 2 boxes at a time and working my way through the pots. This is my 60 bottle, is it 60 or 70? 60 bottle storage case, but this actually has some chunkier bottles in it. If you find the ones with the silver or the gold lids, they are slightly chunkier bottles, so they're quite nice for some of the big diamond paintings that of course come accompanied with lots of diamonds. Find it worked out well for this painting. If I can get all my diamonds for a painting in one case, I much prefer it. I'm always much happier with that. It's going to be fun putting my ABs away because I've been messing with my ABs. I do keep wondering whether to do another storage tub for my AB diamonds and actually have them in one of these, but it's not quite at that point because I keep pinching them for Paint Gen Minis, though I'm thinking of switching up when I next kit up Paint Gen Minis. I'm thinking of switching some up for Diamond Dust Drills instead next time, because I can. And because I like the variety and because I like the sparkle in the Diamond Dust Drills. It's a little bit more subtle, but it's really, really nice. So see what happens whenever I get to the end of the Paint Gen Minis. Because I finished on the last day, I did do a couple of Paint Gen Minis the other night, for my evening of diamond painting. I did one of the rainbow set, which is in my set of 3 set up in my little art dot drawers, and I actually did one of the alphabet letters. I did the letter K, which I set up the alphabets the other week. So yeah, sort of nice to do one of each. After doing the alphabet one, I do think because it uses every single colour, every diamond painting, every Paint Gem letter uses every single colour in the selection because they all follow the same theme. So this has got multiple colours and you only do 2 rows. So I think when I'm doing some of those in the future, I think I might do 2 or 3 at a time, because it's not a small enough amount of diamonds to tip a couple into the lid of my pot. So quite often if I only have a couple of diamonds that are needed, I will tip them into the lid, just to save that whole tipping in and out process into my tray. But because there is a full 2 rows of them, there's too many diamonds for that. But it also gets, like, the row gets finished really, really quickly. And of course it's the same thing on every single one. So I think what I might do is, if I am having an evening where I've decided to do a few paint gems, I think I may do it that I do, 3 of them at a time maybe, and work my way through the colours and do the rainbow letters that way. I'll definitely give it a go once. I've only done 1 letter so far, so I'll give it a go once and see how it works out. But personally I think it's going to be better, especially because there's so many. Right, 3, 7, 6, 6. Where are you? I've definitely got more room in these boxes than I have in the others. But I like the fact that I have like round numbers. If I scooted these all over from the 800s, I wouldn't be able to put all of the 800s in. I'd have to split them part way through the numbers. And it's just better in my head to think if it starts with an 8, it goes in that box. 3842. So yeah, that's my little rambling thoughts on that one, because, you know, while de-kitting, you do need to ramble a little bit, think of topics to discuss. I've not got my whip and chat comments to read out like I do when I'm doing a whip and chat. Okay, 3608. Not many 36s. But yeah, nearly done, and I can move on to figuring out where my ABs are, because I'm going to have to look in my Paint Gen mini sets as well as my tubs of ABs. Try and figure out which ones I've put where. Depending on what I'm working on. Okay, 3-8. I'm actually going to do 3-5 first. They're actually in my case in the other order. But because they're right next to each other, I'm going to go with the lowest number first because it makes sense to my brain. Or at least it does this morning. Might not do on another given day of the week, but it does this morning. And then we'll move up to 3-8, 3-7. And get that one in. I love the comments though on the last whip and waffle. So the final whip and waffle for on the last day, where I finished the last section of it with you guys. Love the comments and the difference of opinion on that symbol as to whether I put the correct colour on there or the wrong colour on there. There was one right near the end where I'd missed a symbol, but I was actually working on another colour, the next symbol, that was very, very similar. And I actually ended up turning the camera off while I decided whether I was going to get the correct symbol out of my case or whether I was going to put the wrong symbol on there. But yeah, I've loved listening to your guys' opinions on which one I did, and also which one you would have done. Like, what was your gut thought to putting the wrong diamond on a symbol on purpose? And that was the key point, was an on purpose, knowingly putting the wrong one on. Yeah, it's going to be lovely when I get to read those comments out. Right, standard diamonds done. So let's get those photo boxes back on my shelf. I'm looking rather pretty, if I do say so myself. Okay, ABs. So first up, I do have a couple of ABs here that are for the National Park set. I don't think, do I have any in the National Parks? I do, I actually have a white. Now, that's a 5200 that is actually a bright 5200. I do think I have two different ones. What I also have, not that set, that's the mystery set. I have a load in the rainbow set as well. The one I think I could have this one. I do, 995, and this is the other one that I knew I'd have, 666. So I'm going to pop these in first. So all the sixes, put the pinks back in. Oh, they have to lie down. I can't quite stack two and get them away in these drawers. And then 995, top that one up. So these definitely get used. My spares have been used. I did a full Heaven and Earth design cross-stitch chart picture using spare diamonds. It took me 4 years to complete, but it uses spare diamonds. And it is 40 centimetres wide by 2.5 metres long. Playlist on that if you want to see. I used up a load of my spares in it, and I still have loads. Okay, so I've done the ones that are in the Paint Gem sets, and this is where I store most of my others. I've moved to storing them in here primarily because I do link them up with Paint Gem. So I go by colour. When you're putting an AB in place of another painting, quite often you can get away with a very close shade and do two that are very similar, and you can get away with replacing it. So 321 and 666, while they are different, if you have either one of those reds in a painting and want to add a red, you can often get away with them because the AB coating on the top gives it a slightly different look. Yes, I do have 2 pots of 666. In fact, I might even have 3. No, that's 606. Oh no, there it is. I do have 3. So I have 2 here and 1 over there because it is a well-loved code. I do have some 318s. So we can get rid of that one if I don't drop them all. So we can put that one in. So I do have the numbers on them so I know what they are. But rather than putting them on the top so I can't see what diamonds are in the pots, that one's upside down, I put them on the side just because it really helps me when I'm picking them for putting them in my Paint Gem sets. So just in case you're wondering why they don't match up. And then this is 3865, that to me, that is a lot closer than 5200 that I actually have more of. Can you see that's got a bit more of a white to it, and this has got a bit more of a cream. You do find sometimes between manufacturers, I'm pretty sure my Diamond Art Club was the same, the ABs that we get are just a little bit of an off-white. So I like to keep those separate. I do need to put another sticker on because I am now going to 2. In fact, I don't have a sticker on that one. So I think I'll just keep that one in there and just pull it out when, because really it's a 5200 according to this painting. So I'll just keep both of those in there. And there we go. That was actually quite easy to put my ABs away because they were ones I already had. Some of them I don't have much of left anymore at all. But I've actually used that quite a bit in Paint Gem Minis. Some of them I have in a couple of different pots and I actually have loads more of them. But yeah, I'm finding at the minute this is a really nice way for me to pull them out and add them to my Paint Gems. And it looks pretty. You know, it's got to look pretty as well, has it not? Right, my case is done. I'm just going to wipe off a couple of these where I've not quite been harsh enough. As you can tell, they're further up. So I've probably lost a bit of energy for it. I like my cases to be as clean as I can before I put them away. Because I don't like it when I go to get a case out for my next painting and it to look dirty, especially because I'm on a fresh new painting. I like them to look as clean as possible. But yeah, I think that's about all I'm going to get with this one. A couple of these did have stickers on when I was working on the painting and I've obviously not wiped them off enough. But there we go. Stop messing is what I need to do. So that's my case ready to go back. So let's show you the completed painting in its full glory. And it does pretty much fit on the desk. So can you see that's the full white part there. And that's the white part there. So it is pretty much full on the desk. Maybe 1 or 2 rows are not quite fully visible. But yeah, how beautiful is that? This is all ABs. It so sparkles just that bit more, and there is a scattering of them throughout, as well as some of the blue, red and grey. But yeah, really enjoyed doing this painting. So thank you to Diamond Art Studio and Hafsa Idris Idris, which I'm not sure which way it is said, but thank you to the artist as well, because this was a really fun painting to do. So yeah, join me for my Whip and Waffles for the rest of this week. I've also got an unboxing as well, and then next week we will kit up my new painting to be working on Sunday Whip and Waffles and throughout the week when I get to diamond paint at the same time. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll speak to you all again soon.